Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash, the channel where you don't get sugar-coated dealership rehearsals, you don't get over-polished marketing fluff, and you definitely don't get the same recycled one-liners you've heard 1,000 times before. Here, we dive straight into what matters, how a car actually feels, looks, and performs in the real world. And today, we're taking a deep look at the 2026 Dodge Durango, the latest evolution of one of America's most muscular family SUVs. Dodge says it's smarter, sharper, and meaner than ever. But does it still carry that raw attitude the Durango has always been known for? Let's find out. Exterior: the Durango has always stood apart from the sea of crossovers that pretend to be tough. It's never tried to be delicate or urban chic, and the 2026 model makes that clearer than ever. From the moment you walk up to it, the stance says everything. It's wider, lower, and more aggressive than before. The front 10 now carries Dodge's new design language: a slimmer grille with a more defined split in the middle, LED headlights that seem to glare at you, and a vented hood that looks like it belongs on a Charger rather than an SUV. Even the daytime running lights are now shaped in a way that gives the Durango a permanent scowl. The bumper design has functional air channels and a more integrated skid plate, which makes it both mean and purposeful. It's the kind of face that looks ready to eat up the road ahead, and maybe a few rivals too. Moving to the side, this is where the Durango's proportions really stand out. Dodge has managed to balance muscle with modernity. The wheel arches are still bold, but the body lines now flow cleaner from front to back. You can see how they've stretched the character line above the handles, giving it that sense of motion even when it's parked. The new 20-inch and optional 22-inch wheel designs are pure muscle car-inspired: thick spokes, dark finishes, and a stance that screams presence. There's a little more chrome delete this time, depending on the trim, and the floating roof effect adds a bit of sophistication. You still get those broad shoulders at the rear that have always made the Durango look like it's flexing. Dodge didn't try to make it sleek like a crossover, they kept it bold, and that's what makes it unique. Swing around to the back, and you'll see that Dodge didn't hold back on attitude. The signature racetrack taillight now has a full LED bar that stretches across the width, giving the rear an unmistakable glow at night. The Dodge lettering is now more prominent, and the rear diffuser integrates quad exhausts on the higher trims. The tailgate is slightly reshaped with a wider glass section, making the Durango look broader and more planted. And even little things, like the spoiler and the trim finishes, give it the sportier, cleaner vibe. If the front says "don't mess with me," the rear says "try to keep up." Interior: step inside, and this is where the biggest leap has happened. The old Durango's cabin was tough but a bit outdated. The 2026 model changes that completely. Dodge has finally brought luxury and muscle under the same roof. The dashboard layout is all new, cleaner, driver-focused, and loaded with tech. The centerpiece is a massive 14.5-inch touchscreen with the latest new Connect 6 system, which feels fast and intuitive, more like a smartphone than a car screen. The graphics are crisp, and the menus are logically arranged. You've got wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and even integrated Alexa voice commands. The digital instrument cluster behind the wheel is a 12.3-inch unit that can be customized, whether you want performance gauges, navigation maps, or a minimalist layout. Dodge has added ambient lighting all around the cabin, and the new materials finally give the Durango that premium feel it was missing. The seats are wider, with more side bolstering, available in suede, leather, or even Napa with contrast stitching, depending on your trim. The R, T and SRT variants get sportier seats with embroidered logos and red accents, which feel like you're sitting inside a muscle car disguised as a 3-row SUV. There's plenty of space too. The second row now offers captain's chairs with heating and optional ventilation, and the third row can comfortably fit adults for shorter trips. Dodge also improved insulation, so road noise and engine rumble are much more refined. The panoramic sunroof opens up the cabin nicely, and the storage layout from the wireless charger to the deep center console shows Dodge finally listened to families who need practicality along with performance. Now, let's talk about the heart of the beast: performance. Dodge is phasing out the pure V8 dominance that made the old Durango famous, but don't worry, the spirit's still alive. The base engine is a 2.0-liter turbocharged inline-4 with hybrid assist, producing around 300 horsepower and solid torque for everyday driving. But things get more exciting with the 3.0-liter twin-turbo inline-6 Hurricane engine, which replaces the old Hemi. It comes in two tunes: a standard output with 420 horsepower and a high-output version that cranks out over 510 horsepower. The power delivery is smooth yet brutal when you floor it. The SRT model, however, is where Dodge goes all out. The 2026 Durango SRT Hellcat returns with the supercharged 6.2-liter V8. Pushing out 710 horsepower. It's insane, it's over the top, and it's everything a Dodge fan wants. 0 to 60 in just around 3.5 seconds in a 7-seater SUV. That's absurd, but beautifully so. The all-wheel drive system handles the power surprisingly well, and the new adaptive suspension helps keep it composed in corners without losing that muscular edge. Dodge also refined the steering and braking, giving the new Durango better balance and confidence. It still feels like a brute, but a more intelligent one this time. Fuel economy has slightly improved thanks to the new engines and mild hybrid tech, but let's be real, if you're buying a Durango, you're not chasing MPGs, you're buying it for that roar, that stance, that feel when the torque pins you back in your seat. When it comes to pricing, the 2026 Dodge Durango starts around $42,000 for the base SXT trim. The GT and Citadel climb into the mid-$50,000 range, while the RT with the Hurricane engine hits around $65,000. The high-output versions and the SRT models easily cross into the $80,000 zone, especially when fully loaded with options like premium audio, upgraded interior packages, and performance kits. That might sound steep, but considering what you get out of power, the space, the attitude, it's one of the few SUVs that can still mix practicality with pure personality. The 2026 Durango isn't trying to be a Range Rover or a BMW X7. It's not pretending to be posh or European. It's proudly American, loud, bold, and unapologetic. Yet, for the first time, it feels modern enough to stand shoulder to shoulder with those luxury SUVs in terms of comfort and tech. Dodge has refined the rough edges but kept the soul intact. It's a reminder that muscle doesn't have to mean compromise. So, after spending time with it, here's the bottom line: the 2026 Dodge Durango is still the bad boy of the three-row world, but now it's a bad boy who went to finishing school. You can take the family out in it, commute comfortably, or destroy a highway merge lane all in the same day. It's more sophisticated, more capable, but still has that unfiltered Dodge DNA that makes it special. And that's why the Durango remains one of the few SUVs that refuses to blend in. It doesn't whisper, it growls. It doesn't follow trends, it sets its own. And for anyone who still believes an SUV should have a little fire in its veins, the 2026 Durango is the one to beat. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Car Flash, and ring that bell so you never miss our honest, no-fluff car reviews. We've got more raw, detailed, and real reviews coming your way every week, and no scripts from showrooms, no rehearsed sound bites, just cars as they are. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time right here, on Car Flash.